Hi witchy friends, Tara Incognita here. I want to get a little real with you. It's time for a witchy chit chat. It touches on that topic that's going around right now about the witchy aesthetic, commercialized witchcraft, shallow witchcraft. This is a big discussion that's going on right now, and I would love to contribute my thoughts on it, but I don't know if that'll be this video because that's kind of a lengthy topic, and I am at work and I'm just taking a break, and but I am touching on it with this topic that I want to discuss. And basically the whole thing that I'm talking about right now, it's going to boil down to this very specific point. YouTube and Etsy and social media are not a spiritual or magical practice. These do not equate to a spiritual or magical practice. They can be part of your practice, but they are not your practice. And I have a lot of seasoned witches that watch me, as well as newbie witches. But I really think that's an important point to make, because it's easy to get caught up in for any witch of any experience level. People, whether they seek it out or not, they like that feeling of being liked. They like the feeling of other people taking an interest in them. They like ways to make money. They like opportunities to make money. And so when you get likes on YouTube, when you get subscribers, when you get likes on social media, when you open up an Etsy shop and people are purchasing from you, these are things that make you feel good. These are things that bring you joy, that kind of feed into that need that we might not seek out and might not know that we have. You know, people can tell you all the time they don't care what people think, but I tell you what, everybody likes the feeling of other people taking an interest in them. Everybody likes that. So, I mean, it's so easy to get caught up in. I got caught up in it when I first got on YouTube. You know, I was watching all these videos of people I admired and people I liked, and I thought, well, I want to contribute to that. I want to add my thoughts and opinions, you know. I want to find other people who are just starting out on this path and communicate with them and talk to them and grow and share, and all these very pure ideas and pure intentions. And then I started to get subscribers and likes, and I liked it. I was like, wow, people are actually paying attention to me. People are noticing me. And so I would do giveaways to, you know, to my subscribers, or to get more subscribers. And I would, you know, do things like that. And I would, you know, do reviews of well-known witches and things. And while I would always review products I actually liked, I also knew that those videos were going to get more views than other videos because it was associated with well-known names. So, not to say that was my main motivation, but I definitely knew what I was doing. And, you know, but at the same time, I'm not a guru. I'm not a teacher. I'm not trying to teach people. I'm just sharing my practice. I'm sharing my thoughts and my opinions and contributing what I can. But I got caught up in it. It felt good. It was cool. It was neat to have people want to talk to me and want to, you know, seek me out on social media and message me and ask me questions. And I don't have a lot of subscribers. I have only a few hundred subscribers. So it was really easy to, you know, comment on every single comment, reply to everybody, and talk to them and those kinds of things. And I never, you know, I think I'm at 600 subscribers or something. I'm still small beans compared to a lot of people. But I liked it. It was a great feeling. And so I wanted to be on it more, and I wanted to contribute more. And really, I got to a point where it wasn't as fun. And I couldn't figure out why. And I didn't have anything to contribute because I wasn't teaching. I didn't have anything to talk about. because I wasn't practicing as much. I was spending a lot of time on YouTube and social media and not doing my practice. Now, my practice ebbs and flows. Sometimes I have time for it. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes life gets in the way. The older I get, the more I'm on this path, the more I learn, the more time I dedicate to it, the more it's integrated into my life. And I bring this up because a lot of people get caught up in this, and a lot of people stop actually practicing and just live their practice through online, through social media, or through trying to have an Etsy shop. So many people are on here for 3 or 4 videos, and then suddenly they're selling stuff on Etsy. There's so many wrong reasons for being part of this community. There's so many wrong reasons for being on this path, this pagan spiritual path. And it's so easy for anybody to get caught up into. You, me, the next guy, anybody can get caught up in it. The important thing is to recognize that you're caught up in it and to draw it back and take it back to what it's supposed to be, right? To get that focus back on where it's supposed to be. Because that can happen in anything that you do. And I found a channel tonight of a former witch, a witch that I used to watch and admire, and I enjoyed her videos, and she fell off the face of the earth one day. And I discovered her channel tonight, and it turns out that 4 months ago, it appears she's converted to Christianity. This is the second witch this year that's done this, that I watched and admired and liked her videos, and now she's converted to Christianity. And just like the last one that I did do a video on and talked about a little bit, she talked about love and light and how, she thought that nothing bad would happen to her if she used the law of attraction and put out love and light and da-da-da-da-da. And again, I want to emphasize that is shallow witchcraft, which is part of that big discussion that's going on. That is shallow witchcraft. And I'm sorry, I have a headache. I'm going to take some Advil. And that's not looking at the whole picture. It's also, she was saying how she was running her Etsy business and doing tarot readings and doing her blog and doing her social media and doing her YouTube videos and all this stuff, and she wasn't fulfilled. It's important to recognize that being online and being on social media and doing an Etsy shop, while these things might make you feel like you're practicing because they deal with witchcraft and you're curating and crafting things for your clients and you're doing these services that are related to witchcraft that are part of pagan path, that is not your practice, even though for a time it might feel like that's part of your practice. And it's easy to let those things take over. But you still have to practice your spirituality. You still have to connect with yourself and the divine in you and nature. And you still have to do your shadow work, and you still have to do your magical castings and do your, whatever rituals you like to do, and study. You never stop studying, but you have to study deeper and, even go beyond just witchcraft books. Go into, other religions and look at draw on sources and make connections and, look at science books and all those kinds of things. Philosophy, you can look at any of that stuff, and all of those things can lend toward your spiritual practice. You can read into mythologies and try to glean wisdom from those. But you have to find deeper meaning. You can't just read the Witchcraft 101 and wave some incense around and throw some tools on an altar and think that you're practicing witchcraft. So I think that the reason these people are converting away from witchcraft and paganism, or even people that don't convert, but they're finding that they're not feeling fulfilled at the moment, it's because they're not actually practicing. They're caught up in all this other stuff. And that focus isn't where it needs to be. It's not where it belongs. Now, you've seen where I have taken off, a month or two or many at a time and taken breaks from YouTube. And it's a wonderful thing. Most of the people that you watch for years and years and years, you'll notice they take breaks and they come back. And you have to put that focus back on your practice, yourself, your family, and your spirituality. You have to step away sometimes. There are times where I really have nothing to contribute and nothing to say. And rather than just be on here for the sake of being on here, I'll take a break and refresh and explore some things. And when I have something new to say, then I come back on, which is part of the reason I'm not on a video schedule like so many YouTubers are. And I really want your guys' opinion. If you're noticing the same thing that I'm noticing, that people are just kind of hanging out in these shallow waters. They're not diving deeper. They're not actually getting out there and getting into the nitty gritty and sticking their feet in the dirt and raising their head up to the sun and, you know, just really connecting with the earth and the elements and the universe and the universal energies or their god or their goddess or whatever. They're just not taking the time to really connect, you know. I don't know if people are on here watching videos and they're waiting for spirit guides to actually speak to them with a voice, or for the god and goddess to speak to them with a voice. That does not happen for everybody. That does not happen. I have never had a voice actually speak to me and give me guidance or give me direction or give me a message. I have had messages come through oracle and tarot cards. I have had messages come through meditation. I have had messages come through dreams, things like that. But I've never actually had a voice speak to me. Other people have. They claim they have. You know, their goddess has spoken to them, or, you know, whatever. I totally believe that can happen, but that does not necessarily mean that it's going to happen for everybody. And so if you're waiting for that and you don't feel connected because of that, you need to look deeper. You need to look for another way to communicate. It can happen. So, you know, this whole Sephora Witch Kit box thing, just so my opinion is out there, I do think it can be a good thing. I do. I do get the whole commercialization of witchcraft. I get that. Really, everything's being commercialized. There's advertisements everywhere. Anything that can make a buck will make a buck, and that's just going to happen. So it's no surprise to me that witchcraft is, you know, suddenly being commercialized. But I've seen it in other, like, I've been to other stores and seen things of like tarot decks and witch books and things in stores that I never saw in those stores before. And now I'm seeing them. A lot of the novelty stores are carrying these products, maybe not as a witch kit, but they are carrying. I've seen that there's a book out there. I think it's called Basic Witch. I've seen that in a ton of stores that I never saw that kind of stuff in before. I've seen, you know, a lot of things like that. A lot of crystals and, you know, incense and things I'm seeing being sold in more stores now than were before. Now, whether that's because witchcraft is becoming more popular, is being more commercialized, or maybe more people are taking an interest in it, I don't know. A lot more clothing is showing, like tarot cards and Ouija boards and things to do with the moon. And quite frankly, I buy that stuff. I get a lot of stuff at Torrid that has to do with that. I like that it's becoming a little more mainstream personally. I know a lot of people feel like witchcraft is meant to be on the fringe, and I think Joy Morris said it's supposed to be in the liminal spaces, and she likes that about it and all this stuff. But I also know that I would like it if witchcraft was accepted everywhere. I would like it if I didn't always have to explain to people what it was, if they already had a basic understanding because it was the norm. I would like that. I would like it if I wouldn't constantly see things about, you know, witchcraft is worshiping Satan and dealing with the devil and all this stuff. And I remember, you know, when I was a teenager, I came in contact with other kids at my school who were practicing Wicca and witchcraft. And I had an interest in it even then. When they were talking about it, I felt a connection to it. I felt an interest in it. And at the same time, even though I was not brought up in a religious family, my family did not go to church, we were not Christians, in my environment, there was enough outside influence of that being taboo. There was enough things in media and on the internet and in movies and whatnot. There was enough influence from Christians or, just society in general that was taboo. That's bad. You don't mess with that. You don't open gates to bring in things that you don't know how to deal with because you can't close them. And, there was the whole thing about if you threw a Ouija board into a fire, you could hear it screaming and, all these things, Bloody Mary, blah, 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 blah. These are all things. They're taboo. Don't deal with them. Don't deal with witchcraft. Don't deal with spirits. And so even though I knew people who were doing it, I, knew I had an interest in it, knew I felt a connection, a calling to this of some kind, like I was drawn to it, I stayed away from it. It was taboo. If I was a teenager and I was in the mall and I saw a basic witch kit in brightly colored packaging that looked like something in, it was in a makeup store like Sephora where normal people shopped, then I might not have had that stigma attached to it. If I saw the basic witch book in a novelty shop, I might not have had that stigma attached to it. And I might have actually started researching and learning about witchcraft and been brought into the path as a teenager instead of as an adult. And I think, personally, it's better to be brought in younger because you have more time to learn and to practice and to research and to figure out if you're interested in that or not, and to create your witchy lifestyle. Whereas an adult, you already have your routines, your family has routines, you have things that are already in place, and now you have to try to fit witchcraft in and make your family understand and redo those routines and change things in your life to fit around this spiritual practice. You have to find a way to make it work. Whereas if you start from a teenager, as an adult, you can do those things and just be that way. So I think it's a good thing because the basic witch kit is geared at teenagers, young people in their 20s. It's not geared at people in their 30s and 40s who are adults. And let's face it, people who are interested in it will do the research, they'll get a taste for it, they'll do research, and they'll learn more. Other people are just going to play with it and put it aside. And yes, Sephora is going to make a buck on it. But I do think it's a good way to normalize it. I also, think that, like I said before, everything is commercialized. And for these people who are saying it's going to hurt the people who give a crap about their craft and give a crap about their clients, well, I do taxes. I do income taxes. And I get to compete as a tax professional. I get to compete with DIY tax software like TurboTax. Now, let me tell you, the people who do TurboTax, that company is called Intuit. Intuit also does my professional tax software. So my tax software company that I pay thousands of dollars to every year for my professional software directly competes with me by putting out DIY software for anybody to do on the computer their own taxes. Not only that, but they put out advertising that gives people incorrect information about things that they can deduct, like their sneakers. That is not a deduction, even if you're a dog walker. Sorry. And the IRS is making it easier and easier and easier for people to do their own taxes, which is direct competition with me. So the IRS is competing against me. My own tax software is competing against me. And I still am making a living at what I do because I care about what I do, because I care about my clients, because people know, even people whose returns they know they could do themselves, they keep coming to me because they know I care. And let me tell you, that's how it is in every industry. You either get big, go commercial, lose the personality and the customer service. You lose all those little details, the heart-centered business. You lose that by going big, or you stay small and you know, deal with the amount of clients that you can handle to your capacity, and you do the best you can for those clients. And you just, those clients know you care about them. That's going to be in any industry. So no, the Sephora Witch Kit is not going to take any money away from any of these small businesses, these small Etsy shops, because the clients that you have, the people that you're cultivating through YouTube, they're going to know that you care. They're going to care, you know, it's going to make them feel that you care. They're going to appreciate that, and they're still going to spend their money with you. Sephora is not going to take that money away from you. And if you are all about making a buck, then look for investors and commercialize and lose that about your company. Go big. You know, you can do that. But then you have to take a step away from your business, because you can't be the one-man show and go big. It doesn't work that way. You stay small and give that one-on-one detail, or you go big and lose it. It's up to you. It depends on your priority. So that's kind of where I'm at with that Sephora Witch Kit. And I know everybody's got different opinions, but I also think that, you know, as much as people think that witchcraft should be this thing that not everybody does, it's in the liminal spaces, it's on the fringe. Why does it have to be? You can't complain about these other religions being so prominent and having, you know, being so domineering and, you know, having such influence on stuff that your religion doesn't, or your path doesn't have any influence over, and it's unfair to us, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, you don't want other people on the path. You don't want this to be normalized, you know? I think it would be great if this got more people interested in witchcraft. But mostly I think it would be great if it drove people to at least look up what it was, so that they had a better understanding, so that they, you know, knew that this is not an evil thing. Just an understanding. Wouldn't it be amazing if more people knew basically what it was? And these commercialized gateways are a way for that to happen. And like I said, the people who are truly interested will take it to the next level. The people who aren't will play with it and set it aside and move on to the next fad. That's how these things work. So that's my opinion on that. But I do feel like there is a lot of shallow witchcraft right now. I agree with that point. I agree that a lot of people are just taking pictures for Instagram, or just putting videos out like the signs you're a witch. 10 signs you're a witch. You want to know what it is, what a witch is? You try it, you like it, you do it. Those are the things that make you a witch. Try it, like it, do it. There's no other signs. Are you drawn to crystals? Great. That doesn't make you a witch. Do you like to use incense? Great. That doesn't make you a witch. Every hippie in the 60s used incense. Sorry. That doesn't mean they were witches. You know, there's so much more to it, but it's so easy to see, you know, it's so easy to commercialize now, because we do have social media that's so widespread. And I think we're just kind of going to go through this phase right now. I don't think there's any stopping it. I think there's just waiting for it to fizzle out, waiting for these people to move on to the next thing. The people who are serious, the people who are in it for the long haul, the people who really, I think, matter in this community, are the ones that you will see 5 years from now, when this trend has gone away. Because that's, I mean, that's how it is with fads. That's how it is with trends. And, you know, for me, time has flown by. I realized I've been at this since 2012, and it's now 2018. And I still feel like I'm in my second year because time has flown by. And I never feel like I learned enough, and I never feel like I have, you know, reached the max, reached that point where there's nothing else to do. And I just feel like the people mentors that I look up to and appreciate, like Lady Grave Dancer and Avalon, and who are other people? Kellyanne Maddox, Joanna DeVoe, Lenora Henson. These are people that, you know, I will still be watching in the next 5 years. Some of these other people who have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, who knows where they'll be in the next 5 years? I don't know. They, you know, their fans will find something else because they will get bored and they will move on. That's just how it works. People know when you're bullshitting. The videos that I love the most are the ones like, I love when Kellyanne does her housework and talks to us. I love when she's doing her dishes or sorting her laundry and talking to us. Those are so real and so raw and so off the cuff. Those are the videos I love. I loved the live stream that Avalon just did, where she, you know, was hanging out on her camper mattress, just shooting the shit and going off the cuff and being intense like she is, and just putting her passion out there. I love raw, real videos. And I am noticing that those are the videos that are thriving right now. These people who are doing staged videos, these people who are doing, you know, these perfect thumbnails with the title and the light, and they're smiling and everything's so beautifully staged, and their video is staged and everything is just edited and crisp and clean. Those are not the videos that are on trend right now. Watch the major YouTubers. Watch like Shane Dawson and Jenna Marbles, and who else? Some other ones. Jeffree Star from the Beauty Gurus. I mean, the videos that they are doing now are getting more real. They're getting more raw. These are not people that I'm subscribed to, but I watch every now and then for entertainment value. And they used to do the skit videos or the sensational videos. And they had, you know, the perfect banners with the perfect screenshot for the thumbnail. And now they're doing more real, more personal content because people want to know the real you. People are drawn to other people who are real, who are raw, who they can relate to, and who they can connect with. And so these people who are the Instagram witches, or, you know, just the fake, people who are serious about the craft are going to turn away from them because that's just what's going to happen. And maybe these other channels aren't getting the views and the subscribers that they deserve, even though they're putting out the content. But what that means is that their smaller viewership is more quality. People who are actually going to take what they have to offer and do something real with it. People are going to pay attention. People are actually going to learn something. So again, you know, stay small and care about the things you care about, and really give that your passion and your detail, or lose that and go big. That's business, baby. And the only way that we can help those small channels and those people that are really providing killer content is to let other witches know who they are. I have recently been trying to search around and find more quality people to learn from on YouTube. Now, I don't really do a lot with tarot. It's still not my favorite thing in the world. I prefer Oracle, so I don't watch a lot of tarot channels, which is hard because a lot of witchcraft channels are tarot channels. But I'm still trying to search and find more people to watch other than, you know, the main ones that everybody knows. So if you guys have any good recommendations, put them down below. And if you're doing your own videos, you know, give them shout outs. That's how we help the real, true, hardcore community grow. That's how we really, you know, make this worthwhile. Otherwise, it's just the same old people getting views and getting in those YouTube algorithms, right? So, yeah, I think that's all I had to say, but I can't even believe it's been a half hour. And I know I didn't touch on half the things I wanted to touch on, and maybe I'll do some more later, but again, basically my point to this whole thing is YouTube and social media and Etsy do not equate to spiritual or pagan practice. You have to actually do the practice. You actually have to walk the walk. You actually have to continue to learn and to study and to grow and to do the work, not just fake the work for social media, not just get wrapped up in social media and spend all your day on the computer or on the phone or whatever, watching videos and tweeting people. So that's the main point behind all of this. I would love to hear what you guys think, and I would love your opinions, and I definitely would love links to anybody's response videos if anybody does it, or if you've seen any really good videos on this topic and you just want me to watch them, also send me links. That is all. Love you guys. Blessed be.